This is Decision 2010 Election Night.
And good evening again, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Brian Sterling.
And I'm Suzanne Chihai. You have 2 hours to get to the polls if you haven't already voted.
We have team coverage, a commitment to you tonight as we cover all of the key races.
We begin tonight with the race to be your next governor. Republican Rick Snyder and Democrat Virg Bernero are the top contenders. Let's start with our team coverage with 24-hour News 8 Susan Shaw live in Detroit with Republican candidate for governor Rick Snyder's campaign. Suze?
That's right, Susie and Brian. I'm here at the Republican election party at the Westin Cadillac Hotel in downtown Detroit. You can really feel things starting to ramp up around here. The excitement. I can tell you what's happening right now. You see a lot of people scurrying around on cell phones, making cable inways and trying to get ready. What we have here so far is the media completely set up in this ballroom waiting for what's going to happen later tonight. You can see everybody is getting ready with their reports, and behind me we have the stage with the microphone set up, some tables. We've got over here on the podium over here we have with the band later. We have all the makings for a pretty good party. The Republicans are just going to have to see how the votes tally up. I can tell you within the last hour, Rick Snyder made his way through the ballroom. He wanted to see the lay of the land, check things out. He was up at the podium and walked around with some people just to see what he was going to expect for the rest of the evening as far as what was going to be like here in the ballroom. I did have an opportunity to talk with him at that time. He tells me, if elected, he has got a tough job ahead.
There is no magic bullet to fix Michigan's issues. To reinvent our state, it's going to be a lot of hard work. And that's where I tell people, the hard work has not been this campaign. The hard work will show up in January. What is the task I'm up for? Because we'll build a great team of people that can deliver great results, and it's about bringing the public into this process in a much more open, transparent way.
The election party starts at 8 o'clock. We will be here all night long at the Rick Snyder campaign. That's the latest from Detroit. Back to you.
Sue, thank you so much. And you're looking live right now at the 24-hour News 8 live desk where we are monitoring all of the key races tonight. The panel of screens that you see will be updating with real-time results. You get them when we get them. You'll also be able to see those results at woodtv.com and at live8.com on your cell. Our web staff hard at work to keep you up to date and informed tonight. Time now to go to 24-hour News 8's Mark Thompson. Mark is live with Democrat Virg Bernero's campaign tonight. Mark?
Brian, Lansing Mayor Virg Bernero, he knows that he's behind in the polls significantly, but he's still optimistic. This morning, he took time to vote at the same elementary school where his wife once worked. He then took time to speak to his campaign volunteers here on the east side of the state. We spoke with him a short time ago at the Democratic Party headquarters at the MGM Grand, which is just down the street from here in downtown Detroit. Bernero says don't count him out until the final numbers are in, but he admits he wishes that he had more time and money to get his message across.
You always wish you could have more, and again, with that kind of a spending disparity, it's frankly hard. We were outspent 4-1. That creates a bit of an uneven playing field. We're doing what we can to make that up. We're better at the ground game. We have more boots on the ground, and I think we're definitely out there right up until the last minute to try to energize the base and to get people out.
And if you remember, back in the primary, Bernero was down in the polls as well, but he made a significant comeback to come back and win that race, and he's hoping for some of the same magic to take place here tonight. Live in Detroit, Mark Thompson, 24-hour News 8.
Thank you, Mark. We are committed not only to bring you the results of tonight's important races, but also to put it all in perspective. 24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Elvin will be bringing us analysis throughout the evening. Rick joins us live.
We're going to be watching some very key races in the House and Senate, not only on the federal level, but at the state level, too. I want to show you 4 of the big charts that will be important tonight and again tomorrow morning. First of all, what happens in the United States House of Representatives, the U.S. Senate, the Michigan House, and the Michigan Senate. In the U.S. House and Senate, obviously, it's about control in Washington, D.C., and how President Obama's agenda moves forward or perhaps gets stalled. In the Michigan House and Senate, it's all about control locally, yes, but perhaps more importantly, it will be about who redraws the lines for the next 10 years. This is the way things look right now, as it stands, as people are elected. But this is the way it looks as soon as the polls close. Every seat in the U.S. House, every seat in the Michigan House, every seat in the Michigan Senate are all up for grabs. Only those few seats over in the U.S. Senate remain. We'll be going to this as the night goes along. It's updated live automatically. It will tell you who has control or who is gaining control, and I'll be here to try to put that in perspective for you Tonight's big race may well not be just a single race. It may be about who has all the seats when the music finally stops. Back to you.
Rick Albin, thank you. The 3rd Congressional District was one of the big races that we have been tracking all election season. It covers Kent, Ionia, and Berry counties.
It's Republican Justin Amash versus Democrat Pat Miles. And as you've seen on our program time and time again, it's been a hotly contested, heated race to replace longtime Representative Vern Ehlers. 24-hour News 8's Crystal Hilliard is live in Grand Rapids covering the Miles campaign. Crystal?
Good evening, Susie. The room is empty right now, but in just a few hours, we expect there to be hundreds of Democrats gathered here to root on their candidate, Pat Miles Jr. Now, he's going for that 3rd district congressional seat against Justin Amash, both of them vying for longtime Republican Vern Ehlers' seat. It's going to be a very interesting race to watch. Like you said, the party starts here at the Wegge Student Center at 8:30, and we will bring you live interviews, behind-the-scenes look at the campaign parties, and anything else going on, we have you covered right here. Make sure you stay with us. We're live at Aquinas College tonight. Crystal Hilliard, 24-hour News 8.
Crystal, thank you. Now to Republican Justin Amash's campaign and 24-hour News 8's Tony Tagliavia.
Good evening, Brian. A handful of Justin Amash supporters have arrived here at Pepino's downtown. You can see they've already put up all the banners, not just for Justin Amash, but for other Kent County GOP candidates who will be gathering here. Our photojournalists were out this morning, and we caught up with Justin Amash as he was voting this morning around 10 o'clock at his polling place in Cascade Township. The party here really gets underway at 8 o'clock when the polls close. Supporters hope that the first-term state representative will succeed Vern Ehlers in Congress, keeping that seat in Republican hands, the seat that was held by Ehlers, that was held by former President Gerald Ford. Live in downtown Grand Rapids, Tony Tagliavia, 24-hour News 8.
Thank you, Tony. Zooming in now on the 7th Congressional District that covers Calhoun, Branch, and Eaton counties. That race is between Democrat incumbent Mark Schauer and Republican Tim Walberg. It is a rematch from 2 years ago. 24-hour News 8's Danny Carlson is live in Jackson right now. Danny is with Walberg's campaign.
We're here at the headquarters. We're here at Daryl's downtown in downtown Jackson, and this is actually the headquarters for the Tim Walberg's campaign. He is one of the candidates for that Michigan 7th Congressional District. You guys can see there's not much going on right now. The candidate is expected to come here at about 8 o'clock tonight, and he is not expected to give any interviews before that time, but we're told that he was out campaigning up until the very last minute. He was in Lenawee County calling supporters, trying to get the vote out. Now, this has been a very tight race and one that a lot of money has been poured into on both sides of this competitive race. So we plan on being here all night, and we will bring you any updates as we get them on air and online. So stay with us. Live in Jackson, Danny Carlson, 24-hour News 8.
Thank you, Danny. Millions of dollars poured into that campaign. Let's go live to 24-hour News 8's Joe LaFurgey. He's in Battle Creek with the Schauer camp.
Yeah, Brian, good evening. We're in the 16th floor of McCanley Place Hotel, and I wanted to show you that some of the congressmen's folks are here already getting ready for tonight's celebration or party or however it goes tonight, a close race. Expected, we heard from one of the campaigners earlier this week that said, remember 2008, remember that first campaign? They were here till 1 o'clock in the morning before there was a decision. The numbers bared that out. Taking a look at a poll from just 2 weeks ago, and keep in mind this was 2 weeks ago. Things can change in 2 weeks, but it had the congressman up 45% to Mr. Walberg's 39%, but 9% undecided, plus or minus 4.9%. That 5% plus or minus a big issue here as well. Could be a big factor as well. Again, this could be a long night, could be a nail biter. We will be here throughout the evening as the folks gather here in Battle Creek. Back to you.